5 adults on the autism spectrum agreed to talk with us about their struggles finding work.
I was unemployed for 3 years. I just kept receiving one rejection after the other.
Eric Rolon has a bachelor's degree in sociology.
How many jobs do you think you applied for?
Countless. I can't even count. About hundreds.
How did that feel to get so many rejections?
Well, I felt useless. I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere with life.
Hey special family, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hi, I'm AutismMom, and on this channel we talk about autism and everything in between. Today we're doing another fair use reaction video. Here's the video.
A television interview can be nerve-wracking for anyone, but for people with autism, it's potentially overwhelming. The cameras, lights, microphones, not to mention having to shake hands with a stranger.
It's nice of you to be here.
But last winter, before the pandemic, 5 adults on the autism spectrum agreed to talk with us about their struggles finding work.
I was unemployed for 3 years. I just kept receiving one rejection after the other.
Eric Rolon has a bachelor's degree in sociology.
How many jobs do you think you applied for?
Countless. I can't even count. About hundreds.
How did that feel to get so many rejections?
Well, I felt useless. I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere with life.
Brian Evans and Philip Mitchell were diagnosed with autism as young children. Sarah Kleitch and Brennan Novak not until high school.
How does being a person with autism make you different than a person who doesn't have autism? Do you see differences?
Oh yes, I do see differences from person to person. With me, for example, I'm good with numbers and I'm good with mathematics.
Differences in communication are pretty common from what I've seen, like especially with like nonverbal communication, like body language and stuff.
What would you like people to understand about autism?
Lack of or the ability to communicate doesn't equal intelligence.
Clearly they have talents and skills. We see
Dave Friedman hired Sarah and the 4 others at AutonomyWorks, a tech firm he started in 2012 to proofread digital content and manage data for dozens of companies like Nike and Nissan. There are 32 adults on the spectrum here, now working from home due to COVID-19, including Friedman's 25-year-old son, Matt.
Let's try 700, see what we get.
nothing beats sort of sitting in my office and looking over here and seeing Matt at work. And the job has really given him sort of a whole nother purpose in life.
Do you like the job?
Yeah. I like that it's a quiet office environment.
Do you remember getting your first paycheck?
June 22nd, 2015.
You remember the date? That's... Did you worry a lot about what would happen to Matt when he became an adult?
For a long time, we didn't. He's really talented with numbers, really good with detail. So we figured that there had to be jobs out there for him. What we found was horrifying. Like there are no jobs.
A child with autism reaching 18 or 21, and suddenly it's
a cliff.
People have talked about a cliff,
Yeah.
or graduating to their parents'
Yeah.
couch.
What ends up happening is they transition from a structured school setting into their parents' house with really very few prospects. Back in 2011, I was...
The idea for AutonomyWorks came to Friedman when he was head of marketing at Sears. He oversaw hundreds of employees checking the accuracy of advertisements in newspapers.
And the thought occurred to me, Matt could do this. This appeals to exactly the kind of way that Matt thinks and processes information.
It's a lot of very small, detailed information.
Yeah, it seems like a small thing. It seems like 2124 versus 2924, but there's tens of thousands of dollars of costs that sit in that error.
AutonomyWorks employees monitor more than 2,300 websites a month for accuracy and quality. Friedman says their extreme attention to detail has led to a 90% reduction in product and pricing errors, and they're so good at sustaining focus, productivity is up 30%.
This is what they mean when they say a child with autism becomes an adult with autism. Because if a child with autism needs all these therapies and all these different things to help guide them in life, what makes you think when they become 18, all of that disappears, like they don't need it anymore? The autism doesn't just disappear. You just became an adult with autism. And then if they have nothing to do or nowhere to go or nothing to keep them occupied or busy or make them useful to society, they just sit at home on your couch. That's not what we're trying to do either. So, let's go to the comment section. First commenter says, whoa, how shocking. Who would have thought that us autistic people can thrive when given the chance and a safe environment to do so, where we can expect to act like neurotypicals. And yes, we know how to use sarcasm sometimes, too. I like that one. See, not because they have autism, they can't function. They just function differently. But the main thing is, they function. Next commenter. This makes my SLP heart so happy. I wish everyone took the time to understand how brilliant people with autism are. I'm truly grateful that I get to work with individuals with autism daily. This is so great. Next commenter. People who haven't had the privilege of knowing and experiencing an autistic person intimately will always overlook their impact and capacity to contribute to society in meaningful ways. Autism awareness needs more awareness towards that. It's more than just recognizing the symptoms for a diagnosis. Let's also recognize the impact and contribution that can be born from neurodiversity when mobilized. I like that. Next commenter. What a blessing to have a company thinking outside of the box and giving opportunities to people who have autism. Really inspiring. Next commenter. Some changes should be made to interview processes. I like that. A lot of things that neurodivergents struggle with, i.e. eye contact, are things you are being judged on during an interview. It puts ND people, neurodivergent people, at a disadvantage when they actually may be well-qualified candidate for the position. Yeah, they don't like eye contact. Next commenter. Just yesterday, I attended an IEP meeting for my high school sophomore, and we discussed falling off the cliff. This is such a real concern for us parents of autistic children. The teachers mistakenly assume because the child has college prospects and aspirations that he's going to be just fine. Seeing this justifies my concern. Next, I love this story. As a parent of an adult son with autism, their worth is clearly not seen. What is seen are all of their quirks. My son has pushed carts since he was 18 at 2 of the biggest box stores. He has worked at his current employer for almost 17 years. They cut his hours so drastically that he gets no benefits, but his 10% discount, he now qualifies for welfare. It's very disheartening. Wow. Next commenter. I'm so impressed by this interview. Consideration and sharing of facts on the experience of the autistic community and the ability, desire, and the capability to do so. Me too. Next, I love this story so much. I hope to see many more companies doing the same. That right there. Next commenter. Maybe Instagram should hire them. The number of misspelling on content is absurd. Yet they can police your comment in a heartbeat. Right? So now this one says, how about we work on the rest of the world, learning how to appropriately interact and accommodate neurodivergent folks, treating them like respected real people instead of reducing them down even more to being nothing but their disorder. I guarantee you these folks probably had better grades than their neurotypical counterparts. Even better, what if we were able to not make them feel like their life isn't only worth how much money they can make? Other countries have this figured out so well and treat these individuals far better. There are so many working systems and resources in place for them. They not only get to live with respect, they thrive, and all without any guilt that they are getting special treatment. The people there just get it. Here the turnout is very often suicide due to overwhelming grief from the loss of their own life and mistreatment, literally at every single turn. It's devastating in a way that not even their own families even bother to try to help them with it. And they certainly can't help themselves. So what else do you expect? This is why you never ever tell someone that God won't give you more than you can handle. And for my followers, you know I don't like that. You know I don't like that. If that were true, we wouldn't have suicide. This video was taken from this Instagram page and handle. Go ahead and give them a follow. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about the interview. I thought they did an amazing job of pointing out the struggles that are within the community and the help that is needed within the community. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.